Okay, so this is a quick video to go over how to put together the inventory file for me to upload into Shopping Cart Elite, and also how to go over the images and how we're going to name them for everything to work out. Basically, okay, here is a copy of the inventory file. For the most part, I added some stuff over here for the pricing, but that was given to me originally. Now, in order to make it work smoothly into Shopping Cart Elite, there are a couple things that I added to this, and if possible, if we can get that information, that would be great. And this is the new header here. Um, the header is just the name of all the different columns. I'll go ahead and attach this file when I email over this video. But essentially, most of it's the same. There are a few things added. There is the type of tire. There is the speed rating, load index, and load range. To give you kind of an idea of why we need this, this is Shopping Cart Elite and a list of all the different tires that we have in here that were uploaded with the original inventory file. They require us to put in the speed rating, the load range, the load index, and the tire type. Uh, if I don't have this information, like I did in this time, I did not have this information. So I just filled in the blanks with something in order to, get the product up online. But if we can make this accurate, that's important, obviously. I do want to talk over with Shopping Cart Elite to see if there's a way to make it where this isn't required, or a box that we can make it where it just doesn't even show up on the site. But the information of the speed rating, load range, and load index can be found on every tire. Um, well, I'm not sure if it's every single tire, but if you could fill out that information to the best of your knowledge, there are a lot of resources out on the internet that can help you pick out the that information from the label of a tire if you aren't sure, which you guys might already. But the tire type, these are the choices that they give us. R just being radial. I'm not sure what the rest are. I assume most of them, probably 90% or higher, or radial, maybe all. But you guys would know that better than I would. The load range. These are all the options that they give us. They have to match one of these options. So I'll scroll through these slowly so that you can, look through those. Um, if it doesn't match any of those, it won't work. The speed rating, uh, these are the options. And you can look online. I'll provide a link actually that I found really helpful from Tire Rack that explains what the load index is and what the numbers actually translate over to. And same with the speed rating. And there's another link that talks about the load index. Um, and also kind of explains where on the tire you can find it. Like I say, the speed rating, sometimes it's in front of the radial sign, and sometimes it's at the end with another number, this being the load index, the 89 there. If you have any questions about how to read that, ask me, or just look online, really, that they seem to have a lot of write-ups that explain that. I wish that we could just make it where it wasn't required, but for now it is required. So if, to the best of your knowledge, uh, fill in that information. I don't know, like I said, if every tire has it on there or not. If it doesn't, leave it blank, and I'll work around it. Um, let's see. Okay, so as far as the image file, let me give you an idea of why I need it labeled a specific way. When I upload a file, and this, for example, is the final uploaded file of the original inventory you gave me on the 21st. There are all this information needs to be uploaded into Shopping Cart Elite accurately, and it's all labeled very specifically. As you can see, every little thing, the anchor text has to be a certain, everything lines up. And here's an example. This is the general image. Um, each product has its own image. Now, there's two ways. I'm not sure what this. Okay, every time I upload the file, it has to find an image. There's two ways that it can do it: through the internet or an HTTP protocol link, or through my hard drive, which would be like C drive, slash my documents slash my pictures, something like that, for example. So what we will do is I will create the path, and then instead of having this long number .jpg, what we will use is the stock number. That way we know it will always match. So on this example header that I have, the stock number should always be the name and then have the file.jpg. So when you actually go in and take an image, I don't know what, I assume you guys use a camera. It might be something similar to this. For example, this is a bunch of pictures that we're taking with a camera of mine. When you first see them, they automatically label themselves in whatever way that your camera decides to label images. So what you will need to do is find an image. So let's say we are trying to find the SKU or the picture for stock number Y0001. Okay. I'm assuming most likely, you probably took more than one picture because some might be out of focus, some might have a weird angle. As of right now for the website, we're shooting to have one image for each product, or each tire. Now, if we're selling on eBay, obviously we need to have more than one image, but for this inventory file, we just need the one image. So what you would do is you go through and find which one you want. So like perhaps we say, okay, too blurry. Okay, bad angle. Okay, this is the one we want. All right, this is the stock number Y0001. Note which one it is. This is 9199. Okay. All right, so this is the one that we want. Now, in order for this to line up correctly, we need to rename it. So you can double click it slowly, or you can just right click and rename. And then you would rename it the SKU. Capitalization doesn't matter, but it's very important that there's no typos. That way this works. Now, by the end of it, you should have a folder that has nothing but a bunch of images that are all labeled with the corresponding stock number that they represent. So you should have one image for every stock number. And then you can save that as a zip file and then send it to me. However, we decided we could send it through Skype. There's a few services online for sending, large files, because it will end up being a large file if we have 400 pictures. You're looking at about 400 400 meg to about 1 gig, depending on the resolution. But basically, what I'll use is in the properties, you can see kind of what that path is, and I'll make my own path. The way it works is it tells you the drive to read, the folder, and then the file name. So as long as, and this is all stuff I would need to know, you really don't need to worry about it. Just make sure that the image file name corresponds accurately to the stock number. And there needs to be just one image in this section here, and just make sure that there's no typos. This is exactly what the file should look like. Don't name it Y0001.jpg because it's going to automatically have the .jpg. So you end up making it Y0001.jpg.jpg, which is not ideal. So just name it Y0001 and the file will automatically be .jpg. So I know what I just said is probably confusing. So this is what you would not do. Do not do that. Okay, I know I misspelled that, but don't do that. Just label it the stock number. It'll line up fine, and then I'll receive the folder or the zip file full of all these images that are accurately labeled to match their stock number, and it should all line up, and I can work with that, and that will be perfectly fine. If you have any questions, send me an email. I know I kind of went into a lot of detail, just to try to give an idea from where I'm coming from and why I need the information I need. So hopefully this helps. If it just confused you more, then give me a call or email me, and I'll be able to help you out.